Hello, ASMR Nation. We are just going to do a little soft spoken gum chewing ramble about my previous week. But first, I have to show you guys a promo item that I received that is absolutely stunning. I only accept promo items that I can't refuse. I don't want extra stuff laying around. If it's not beautiful and or useful, then I don't want it in my home. And this is both. So this is the Roses Forever. Roses Forever. Roses Forever. Pink roses. Pink roses. And it's ginormous. Look how beautiful that is. And it goes so good in my pink and green themed room, but I said it's also useful too, right? So it has the acrylic tray on bottom, and I'm not sure what I think that I'm gonna keep greeting cards in here so that when I need my greeting card I can just open up the drawer, grab one, thank you cards, greeting cards, birthday cards, just collect them in there. And I will keep this probably back there where you can see it. I'll try to find a space so that we can admire it all the time. Yeah, so this is from Roses Forever is the brand, and I do have a coupon code for you guys to get $20 off, and that I'll put it up here, but the coupon code is, the discount code is nonsense20, nonsense20, and it comes with a little care instructions so you know how to care for them, you don't water them or anything, and they will last for many years. Crazy, right? And a couple more things about Roses Forever is a New York-based brand launched in 2019, designing luxurious rose boxes with natural roses that stay fresh and gorgeous for at least a year. Each rose is handcrafted by professional flower artisans and treated with natural oil to preserve the freshness and beauty. The flowers are carefully arranged inside a hat box. Yeah, you can get them in hat boxes or the acrylic in all different colors. There's white, light pink, pink. Flowers are enormous choice of rose colors, box shapes, and materials allow customization to match individual taste or home interior design. Roses Forever has developed 8 collections over the past 5 years, designed over 10 hat box options, including black velvet, baby pink suede is really pretty, vegan friendly, plain highly quality black cardboard, less is more, marble look and feel, and the elegant transparent crystal box is what I got, crystal box, with a jewelry drawer. So they recommend putting jewelry in there. I don't know. I don't have a ton of jewelry. Okay. Now, moving along, before we get into the meat and potatoes, you know the drill. You know that the channel hygiene channels are Tamagotchi. So, if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh, geez. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like. Leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It can just be hello, a few emojis, whatever. As long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below. I post a lot over there. If you want extra content but you don't want to leave the channel, you can join channel memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking join. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube channel members. Okay. So my week was pretty wild for me, for my taste. I did make it to the Chiro, and I don't know if I've told you guys, but my Chiro gives me ASMR. I've been going for a couple months because I got in that car accident. I got rear-ended, and I hate driving all the way out there, but because it's I always have to go after work, and after work you just want to go home, but it makes it worth it. if I didn't get ASMR for the Chiro, I probably wouldn't even have finished my care. Because yes, I do feel better, but like, I wish I could just hire like everybody that works on me. Like, can we do a little sample and see if you give me ASMR? Like, I want ASMR during my haircut. I want ASMR during my Chiro, during my massages. And I feel like when I'm already kind of in that relaxed state, it's not that hard for me to get tingles. But yeah, he's got like a kind of a raspy. He's from Brooklyn and then Chicago, so he's got kind of like a Brooklyn Chicago hybrid accent going on, and I don't know, he just has it. He's got it. So I'm definitely gonna miss. I finished up my care as far as the accident goes, but I have a certain amount of adjustments I can get through just my regular health insurance. But I'm really gonna miss those tingles. I made car sick bags, so I get car sick. All my kids got car sick, and now my littlest gets car sick. And we went to a Goodwill like an hour away a couple weekends ago, and the kid puked 3 times, which means I had to pull over and clean up puke 3 times. By the time we got home, he was like just in his chones, the pukey clothes in the trunk, and it was horrible. I said, that's it, I have to figure this out because summer's coming and we're not going to have any fun. So I did find out that they make a medication for kids, Dramamine for kids. It's like a chewable tablet. So I ordered a couple packs of those. I ordered him those motion sickness glasses, which do help. They're really awkward. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. There's like, they're in the cars now, or else I'd show you, but there's like lenses. They're just like circles right here and circles on the sides too. And there's like water that kind of floats in the bottom. I don't know why that helps, but it does. So we got the meds, we got the glasses. I put wipes. I need to get, what's always helped me through nausea too is well, I do have rubbing alcohol wipes. Just like a quick sniff of rubbing alcohol helps. But you know those wipes that you get when you go out for ribs or something, and they're like lemon scented? They smell like kitchen lemon. They smell like Bath and Body Works. Kitchen lemon is the scent that I'm talking about. So if I can find some of those lemon wipes, I could probably order some. Those really help nausea. So those will go in there. I need to throw a change of shirt for him in there, at least a shirt. So I put one in my car and one in my husband's car. I need to pack a bunch more bags. I have a lot of other bag ideas because it just, like my pool bag, I need to get that together. I hate putting those things together last minute, and whenever I put them together last minute, I forget everything. Sometimes I even forget the bag. We went on to a water park last summer and I forgot the whole bag. We just got in the car like some idiots, drove off. We get there and we didn't have our towels. We didn't have me and my husband were already dressed, but we didn't have we had to stop and get trunks for my kid. It was horrible. So yeah, it's bag season. Okay, this one's a little sad, but I am the major dog poop picker-upper of this house for some reason. And we went out midweek. It was super duper windy and rainy towards the beginning of the week. So after it stopped raining, there was multiple days of mess I had to go out and tackle. So I go out to do my dog duties, and I get over to one of we have big trees in our yard, and I get over by one of them, and I'm like, what's that? I see some feathers. And I get closer, and it was there was one, and then another one like a couple feet away, 2 baby birds. And I figure it was the storms. The storms probably knocked them out of their nest. I'm pretty sure it was, because at my son's sitter, her nest was like turned on its side too in her yard. I don't know how these birds are weathering this. The Midwest wind has been insane for like several years now. Worse than it's ever been. Is anybody monitoring that? Is everything okay? Because it doesn't feel like it. So I had to bag them up and dispose. Not a fun task. And luckily my son didn't get to them first, because he picks up anything. Leading into my next event of the week, call this one the curious case of the worm in the night. So my son's been really into worms and night crawlers, and he finds them in the yard, and he has like a worm. My husband found him a worm home, but he can't keep them in the home. He thinks that, like, I mean, the kid would stuff them in his pockets if he could. So the other night, he had some spiders and some roly-polies and I guess one of his worms in his little like a different bug home that's got like a net on the outside. I don't know what's going on, and I kind of try not to know what's going on in that department. But I went to bed and my husband wasn't home yet, because my husband gets home later, and sometimes my son will stay up and just kind of like putz around the room or go into his sister's room or whatever. But this particular night, he must have went all the way downstairs and got into his bug thing, because the next morning, I think, my husband was doing the floors and there was just a worm crawling across the floor in the house. Big worm. So that was probably one of my son's pets that got loose. I guess at least it wasn't a snake. His older sister, so my husband's youngest daughter, who's an adult, she had a snake, like a pretty decent sized snake. It's missing at her house. I would die. It got out, and it's been like 2 weeks. They haven't found it. It's not venomous, and it's just gross. But like, she shows me pictures of my son, just goes in and, you know, like it's a friend. And he calls them his friends. I gotta get a grip on this. He like kisses them, the worms, with his mouth. Like, oh, I love you. You're my best friend. There was a fight in one of my classes, so I had to go babysit a class for another teacher. Like, he had to go to a graduation for one of his kids, like a mini graduation, not a high school graduation, and it fell on a weekday. So we were going to swap some classes around, and I was going to, babysit his class, sub it, during my planning, and then he, a couple days later, is supposed to take one of my classes, my 4th block. So they'll hopefully give him the same treatment that his kids gave me. I got in there and they were fine. But I had a couple of his kids in my first term, and one of them is not very agreeable. Anyway, she was like, it was her and a boy were like, kids all day long. They're kind of like clowning each other, and it gets too far sometimes, and I'm like, all right, that, wrap it up. That's enough. So they're doing this, and finally I'm like, okay, you guys cut it out. And she looks at me, she's like, you should have said that a long time ago. I'm like, you could have stopped a long time ago? What? I can understand one of these other kids that's trying to do some work being like, you should have shut them up a long time, but it's you. It's you. I'm like, okay. I ain't got time for this. it's not my class. I've just got to get through this block. So they calm down for like a second. And then I hear her saying, like, he's saying stuff too, but like she says, you should. And I'm like, stop. And you're like, well, why wouldn't, because that's literally how they talk all day. So then it gets worse, and she says, you know what, I'm just going to do it for you. And she starts getting her things to like walk out of the room, and I'm like, okay, good. Like, let's just let her walk out of the room so I can call down and be like, hey, Miss Thing just walked out. And so somebody can collect her and do what admin does, which is like ask her what they can do to calm her down. And you just want to sit with us for a while and, you know, whatever. So she grabs her stuff to walk out, and the boy cannot help himself. And he has to say, as she's walking out, he has to say, bye. That's really all he said. But she was like, you know what? And then she threw her bag down and just like went over and attacked him. And we're not allowed to get into it, which honestly, we're not paid enough to get into it, but you want to stop things. So I didn't have like all my codes by the phone. So I just told, you know, the kid that was by the door, I was like, hey, tell Miss such and such to call for security. Well, apparently I found out from security later that she called and just said, hey, security, can you guys go up to... She didn't say there was a fight. So they're like casually making their way over as if these two, they probably in their head are thinking, because I guess these two like go at it all the time. They're probably thinking they just need to come settle down at verbal. No, like she's attacking him. So I'm like standing by the door, and I'm like, I'll just call her Miss Thing, stop. Miss Thing, stop. Like, that's really all I can do. And she's like, she doesn't know what she's doing. That's clear as day. And the poor boy is like, stop it. I'm not going to fight a girl. It's like, he was sitting when she first started, but he was like up, like, you know, like kind of, but not like, and she's doing like these overhand sloppy girl stuff. And she goes to scratching. And finally security gets up there, and I'm like standing by the door watching security get out, and this girl gets up and body checks me on her way out the door. Do you know how you have to have the reserve of a monk to work at these high schools? But luckily you don't really need it, because you're so disassociated that you feel like these things aren't even happening to you, if that makes sense. You feel like you're just watching them happen, like because I wasn't even like mad. I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. I can't articulate it. Somebody out there can, but like I was just like, oh, okay. But okay. So as she body checks me, and I was like, you need to knock it off. As she's walking out, she's like, you're a dumbass. I was like, miss, I've had you in class before. I know you ain't calling nobody a dumbass. I know you ain't calling nobody a dumbass. Okay. All right, I'll stop. So then I go sit down, and later I have to write the referrals. And I did include that she like also physically tried to mow me over. And whatever, I send the referral in, and then I get the call like a couple hours later, like, hey, just, you know, let you know that she was suspended. Now can you go over? I was like, I don't really want to go over what I already wrote down, but fine. Like, why are you making me relive it 10 times today? And she's like, okay, well, she's suspended. She's like, I just want to, like, there's degrees to, you know, touching teachers and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why is there degrees? She didn't give me a high five. But okay, whatever. The year is almost over. Goodbye. So that was fun. And then, was that the same day? Yeah. So after work, it's crazy. These days feel like every day there feels like a week right now because of the behavior issues. We went out to eat after, and I got like a seafood. It was like shrimp and some crab meat, mashed potatoes, veggies. It's so good. We go there a lot. And then my husband got a steak. My meal lasted me 3 freaking meals. My one meal. I ate it then. I ate it for breakfast. I know. I eat lunch for I eat like dinner stuff for breakfast sometimes. Got up, ate it the next day, and then I ate it last night. So I ate for a day and a half of this one meal. And then what else? Oh, I did start watching Alias Grace on YouTube last night. It is so good. It's not new. I don't know when it's from. I don't even know how I came across it. I think I was just looking through Netflix. And anyway, I started it, and I've watched like this. I started it last night. I watched like 3 episodes before I fell asleep. And then these damn dogs got me up at 5 a.m. on my day off. I started watching it at 5 a.m. I watched 2 episodes this morning. I think I'm done. Oh, I mean, not done. I think I'm almost, like, I have like one more. Because I know it's a limited series. I need to see. I don't know. Anyways, it's so good. Alias Grace. And I can't quite figure out, because I know there's going to be a twist, but I haven't figured it out, which is good, because when you watch as much TV and read as many books as I do, sometimes it kind of ruins future books and future like twists. You're just kind of like, you understand like the story arc and when they're about to throw one at you. So I have no idea. All right, there's something in my eye. And I got a couple things to do, and I got a couple more videos to film today. So anyways, if you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope that you have a good